What's up, guys? It's Migs from Market Open. I want to do a quick market recap. As you can see, I am red today, unfortunately. A lot of these were actually green. Kind of very disappointed to say that part, but yeah, actually a lot of these were green, and I think I just got a little too greedy, and the market turned around on me. As you can see, the market just plummeted, and yeah, just kind of took all the big name stocks with it. So let me start off with MRK. MRK was gapping down this morning, right here. I actually ended up taking a short right at 39. So let's see here. Probably right here. Yep, right here. Next candle to make a new low. So as you can see right here, 55.10. I got filled in at 55.07. But it ended up actually reversing and going back the other way. So I got kicked out at MRK right at 55.42. That was actually my first loss, so about half of that I lost. Then the next trade was on Facebook. Let's see here. I believe the entry was over 180. Yep, right at 180 here. So right here you can see Facebook just kind of hitting its head on right at the 180 mark here. I'll show you show you guys a little bit clearer here. It was hitting its head right here at the 180 mark. As soon as it broke 180, we went long 300 shares. I actually ended up selling 200 of them at 180.33. and which gave me the $74, and then the last I actually ended up getting out right above break even, went right at 180.08. Then that was actually my only green trade for the day. Then I took another shot at MRK, so I gave it another shot. So remember, I have that rule that's 2 shots basically, 2 shots and you're out. So as it broke this consolidation, I got short 300 shares, and then as it came back up, I actually filled another 100, so I got short 400 shares, and it just kind of kept holding VWAP. So this should have been a tall tale sign to get out. I put my stop relatively close right at the 55.50 mark, but as you can see, it just kept holding VWAPs, which is not a good sign. You want it to crack and stay under it. So as it came back over, it actually ended up kicking me out. Let's see here. MRK right at the next candle, basically, right at 55.51. So I ended up losing a total 282 on MRK. So that basically kicked MRK out. Basically means I can't trade it anymore for the rest of the day. That's 2 strikes and I'm out. Now the next trade I took was AABA. Let's see here. So it's probably right here. Yeah. All right. So AABA had very strong momentum on the way up. I'm gonna guess I probably took it right here. So AABA right at 1035. Yep, right here, right at 1035. This very next candle to make a new high. Was actually my entry. So 68.59 should have been my entry. I got filled right at 68.63. As you can see, this is what I meant by I was green and I was almost up to $69. I was right at 68.96. I remember being up here at 68.90 and thinking, should I at least take a partial? Nope, I got greedy, and as you can see, the market started turning around here. So right at 11.05. So let's look at the what was that? Was that 11.05? 11.05, yeah. Yeah. So as you can see right here, the SPY actually started turning around. So it pulled down and it just started falling. So that's when it took me out. AABA, I got kicked out of that. I actually held that for quite a while. I got kicked out of AABA right at 68.50. I ended up losing $69 on it. Very unfortunate. I was up probably $150 on it or so. Next trade I took was ATVI. I actually ended up taking 2 trades on ATVI, but I did not stick to it. It actually ended up kicking me out, but as you can see, it ended up working out here. So, like I always do, I'll wait for the pullback right at VWAP. I got long right here. Actually, I got long a little early, right at 65.03, and I was just basing this off of the low of this candle being my stop. So I got long here, and it kind of just consolidated for a while, and it never actually pulled back up. Usually, you see a lot of the times they'll throw some sort of hammer or a doji or something, and then they'll start working their way back up. But it actually came back down, probably kicked a bunch of people out, and then it's actually starting to head back higher. So the initial entry, I was right. The stop was right. It's just the stock did not want to cooperate, really. So ATVI, I got kicked out of it. I actually took 2 trades on it since I saw a really good setup on another stock, and I actually got out of it because I was basically flat. And then within this consolidation, I basically just bought in again, right where I got in before. I think it was like 65. Yeah, I got back in at 65. Let's see here, 65.04. So I took 2 trades within this space right here, but it actually went down under my stop, and it ended up taking me out. I lost $76 altogether on ATVI. Well, it's not very much because it could have been a really big winner. So usually my target for stocks that bounce off of VWAP are usually high a day or somewhere around here. So it could have been a really big winner. So it's good that I kept this loss very, very small. So because this possibly could have been a $200-300 winner. All right, the next trade I took, what actually ended up being on Apple. I only had like $12,000 left of buying power, so I just kind of did the math real fast, and I saw that I could only afford to buy 75 shares of Apple, unfortunately. I ended up going long at 166.85, or actually no, 167.14, excuse me. And so right here, we were thinking that we saw Apple being very strong going along with the market at the very beginning. It kind of pulled down, and we were thinking next candle to make a new high was your entry. But unfortunately, that was during the time when the market was still pulling down. And as you can see, the market did pull down, and it kept pulling down until VWAP. And then that's when Apple started heading back higher. Usually this right here would be my entry, but I didn't have any buying power during the time. And I didn't want to get out of ATVI again to be able to buy Apple and then get back into it. But as you can see, this right here would be your ideal entry. Stop loss would be the bottom of this candle. And as you can see now, we're up at 167. So that would have worked out. You know, looking back on it, I should have done it, but I had already have gotten out of ATVI. Let's see here. Oh, my very last trade was on Amazon. And something to keep in mind whenever you're trading such big name stocks, remember to look at the SPY. So during this time, I knew that the market was on its way down, and let's see here. I think it was somewhere around, probably somewhere around here, somewhere around these 2 candles. So at around 11:20. So right here. So I was thinking perhaps the SPY was going to hold here, although that's not really a good speculation, because as you can see, most of the action on this candle is in the lower half of it, which means that this candle is basically ruled by sellers, so I never really should have gotten in. But I was thinking, well, Amazon had amazing earnings on Friday. Maybe this 105 here will be the bottom. So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting long 40 shares of Amazon right at the break of 108. As you can see, with a $1,100 stock, you get horrible fills. But I mean, it's only 40 shares though, so so I got filled at 108.62, and let's see here. I believe it was 11.26, 25, 26. So it was right within this candle. I actually got filled within this candle, so my entry was the next candle to make a new high, and I actually got kicked out right within that very same candle. So terrible decision making on that. If I would have waited a little bit longer, I could have seen it flash down around 1100, which was supposed to be my initial entry this morning, but I was just looking at other stocks at the time and was not able to pull the trigger on that. So if you can see this very bullish hammer candle, this probably would have worked a lot better than my initial 105 or 108 entry. Could have done a lot better today. I made a lot of little mistakes, but one thing that I am working on is I'm working on my losers being a lot smaller, which, as you can see, they are. And my overall daily loss, I'm capping it at $450. So during that, before the Amazon trade, I was down, I believe, $350, $370, and with the Amazon trade, it actually kicked me over $450. So I'm actually negative $554 for the day, but at that point, that's when I'd kind of just shut off my computer and I'm not allowed to trade for the rest of the day. I had some pretty big losses over the past 2 weeks. I had an $1,100 loss and actually it was a $1,200 loss and a $700 loss, which is considerably bigger than what I've lost today. So I can definitely make up the $500, $600, $700 within a day. But when you start losing bigger amounts over $600, $700, $800, perhaps even over $1,000, that's going to take you several days to recover from. So that's what I'm trying to kind of get away from. So with today, yeah, I was a little bit greedy. I could have done things a lot better. But overall, I'm okay with the loss, and this is something that I do have to work on. Well, thank you guys for joining me for this market recap. If you guys do have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments section below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to this video and look out for any new upcoming content, guys. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.